Oh, hello. Listen. L'estate di San Martino, Calcete di Marsantino. It's a fairly new LP with the Italian prog band, and also on guitar here we can hear Steve Hackett of Genesis fame. This is a numbered issue, 300 copies made, and so it's a bit rare, but it's very good, very good. Very nice symphonic prog, and yeah, one of my favorites of the last couple of weeks. I'm going to show you a couple of new purchases. I've been working hard lately, very hard, and although I've been able to find some nice new and old records, and now finally I'll have a few days off around the time of Easter, so that's nice. So I'm going to show you a couple of records that I listened to in the evenings when I got back from work, and this L'estate di San Martino is one of them. Another one that I bought from the same seller is a reissue of this French prog jazz Canterbury band, well, in the style of Canterbury, Moving Gelatine Plates. It's on CBS, and it's a French reissue, as I said. It's quite wild, wacky, a bit crazy, but fun. Very nice to listen to. Then, finally, after many years, I've been looking for this Swedish symphonic prog band Dice, and this is well, their album called Dice on the label Marilla, which was, well, in other cases a very commercial label with well, led by the musician Hans Edler, today in Sweden most known for his 50s and 60s shows with 50s and 60s music. This is anyway a quite rare album, and I have been looking for it for a long time, and well worth having. I'm very happy I found this. Right, then we have this one. I bought this in Solna some time ago. American singer Margie Day, Experience. This is an RCA Victor LP, American LP from 1968. So it has the new orange RCA Victor label, and well, a bit like Dinah Washington, a bit like Billie Holiday. Very nice voice, a good singer, and good recordings. A bit uneven, but on the whole, a very nice listening experience. And I'll keep my eye open for more of her issues. A singer-songwriter that's not that often mentioned here at the YouTube vinyl community, but although he should be mentioned more, is Jim. How do you pronounce his name? Croce? Anyway, this is from 1972, I think. Life and Times, one of the few albums he managed to record before he died way too early. On Philips. Very good songwriter, mainly. Well, good singer too, but mainly a good songwriter, I think. Right, one of my favorite groups. Well, I've got lots of favorite groups, as you have noticed, those of you who keep on following my videos for some strange reason, is Carved Air, and this is their album Midnight Wire from 1975, I think. It may not be one of their best, but still I thought it was very good. But well, I like Daryl Way's violin. I like Francis Monkman's keyboard, and I like Sonia Christina's voice. Although I'm not sure if all of them were on this. Well, I should have checked that before I started the video, shouldn't I? Well, anyway, this is on the BTM label, and I don't know that much about it, although it seems to be somewhat connected to RCA, at least on this label, and it's a British issue. Then we have Styx. This is the first Styx album that I've got. It's that I bought. I bought it for almost nothing, and it's called Paradise Theatre. And this is the disc that's etched on the B-side with the Styx logo. It's etched into the vinyl, and I can't really imagine how it's done without making the music sound crap, but it's done, and it's quite pretty, although those of you who are familiar with it have surely already seen it, and it's not because I cannot be bothered to pick it up right now. Right, this was a new group and album for me, the Music Explosion, Little Bit of Soul, on the American Lowry Records label. It's a stereo issue, and it's from, I think it's from 1967, 66, 67. Well, when I checked it, I saw it, but now I forgot. But it's from that time. A bit garage rock, early. Very nice. Although the next artist wasn't new to me. It's a great Jimmy Smith, and it's a double LP on Blue Note, Jimmy Smith's greatest hits. Here we jump between the different record genres. This is one album that I've been wanting to have for some time, My Life in the Bush of Ghosts, Brian Eno and David Byrne, and this is on Polydor. Well, it's a Polydor label, but I think it's EG, but it's Polydor, because, well, I've been a fan of David Byrne as a singer, as a solo artist, and also as a singer of Talking Heads, of course, and of Brian Eno, who was one of the men in pop music who really, well, walked, or was still today, walks his own path in the world of pop. That sounds so cliche, but you know what I mean. Alright, then I've been filling up a gap in my Pink Floyd collection. I didn't have the final cut on Harvest from 1983, but now I got it. Right, then over to some Rolling Stones. As you see, I got my Rolling Stones t-shirt, so I found some Rolling Stones records too. And this is Through the Past Darkly, Big Hits Volume 2. It's not the one with the hexagon shape. Is it hexagon? I'm not sure. This is what is it? It is a issue on London, and it's connected to Polygram. So is it? It must be European, but it's a European London reissue, probably from the late 70s. But yeah. The original was released in the late 60s, 68, 69, 69 I think. Well, this is a later reissue, but it's very nice. The Jamaica album, Goat's Head Soup, sorry. This is a Canadian issue. I found lots of Canadian issues lately. They're not as collectible, but still. It's the music that counts, and I've got them fairly cheap, so happy to find it. This is a Canadian issue, so I think I've read that they have the titles here on the front sleeve, and I don't think the others have. Right, then we have another collection. We have the 60s collection before, now we have the 70s collection, although it's from the early 80s. Bit worn sleeve, but the record's fine. Sucking in the 70s. And then Tattoo You. I'm not too fond of Rolling Stones in the 80s, but there are some tracks that I really like, I really want, and the opening track of Tattoo You is one of them. Start Me Up. And this is a German issue. It's, well, of course, on the Rolling Stone label, but it's also connected to EMI Electrola, and then we're talking about German issues. Another Canadian issue with a British band, another gap filled in my collection, in my Deep Purple collection this time. Who Do We Think We Are? And this is not on the Purple label, it's on the Warner Brothers label. And it's not the Warner Brothers label that was used back when this was original issue, so this must be a later reissue, maybe from the late 70s or early 80s, but still, it's very nice, great condition. Right, then another, over to French album, a reissue. It's Michel Polnareff. No, sorry, it's an Italian issue, or is it? No, yeah, I think it's Italian. Anyway, it's Michel Polnareff. He's singing in Italian. We have, well, and yeah, mainly in Italian. So this is a reissue from last year, and it's very nice. It's on the Jolly label that I showed before in this video channel, in this vlog, whatever, as I used to say. Right, there's been lots of talk of Vertigo Swirls, or Vertigo Swirls, sorry. I by accident I call it the Vertigo Scroll. That's really like a noob mixing two famous labels together. So Charisma Swirl and Vertigo Scroll, really odd labels. Anyway, I don't have that much on. Well, I've got quite a few records on the Vertigo label, although the Swirl labels records, they seem to go for the prices are insane. Almost all of the issues that were issued out with a Swirl label are so incredibly sought after and thus expensive. But I managed to find this one of the more common records. Although it's not common in the contents, it's very good. It's Ian Matthews, If You Saw Through My Eyes, from Fairport Convention, and some of the members from the Fairport Convention are playing and singing on this album as well. Sandy Denny for once, and this is on the Swirl label, so it's very nice. And I got it very cheap. I don't remember now. Maybe $5, something like that. Yeah. Anyway, I don't often talk about how much I spend on records, but I thought this was a bargain, and it's very good, very good. Good folk rock. Yeah. Oh, sorry. All right. The last record is probably the weirdest, but also quite fun if you like odd collections of indie rock. And this is, I don't have that much indie rock, but I like the style. I have the most famous bands, although I'm not an expert on it, but I like the style back then, and I like it today. And this is a double 10-inch album from 1994 on the Pop Narcotic label. I'm going to show you, because interesting sleeve art, I'm going to show you the records as well, because I'm quite nice. First we have a sleeve, tells us what's on it, and we have many interesting bands. We have Greenhorn, Helium, Sleepyhead, Small Factory, Monsterland. Yeah, my favorite on this album is probably because I'm such a great fan of Paul Simon. We have Greenhorn making a cover of 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover, but with a more indie rock style, and was a nice surprise. And I have to show you the vinyl too. It's 10 inches, as I told you. One of them has a yellow label, and it's on pink marble, if there's such a thing, vinyl. And the other one has a pink label, and it's on yellow marble vinyl. So, I've been speaking for 15 minutes. Sorry about that. Time for me to leave you. I wish you the best weekend of your lifetime, if that's possible. I wish you a very good weekend, and not a weekend, but a weekend. And I'm going to continue listening to L'estate di San Martino and having a nice glass of water. Bye for now.